Now, if you live in Florida, you might have heard of Bay County, but there's a story about one of the cities inside of Bay County that's really, really interesting, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it, all right? So look, don't worry, I did some digging. Let's get into it. Now, before I get too deep into this, I gotta say that longtime residents of Panama City reached out to me and said, look, you gotta tell this story. Also, the great-grandson of the person we talking about, all right, he contacted me as well and gave me more information, and I'm just running with it. All right, so y'all follow along. Now, this story, it dates back to 1840, all right? And there was a guy named Jose Massalina. I hope I'm saying that name right, but he was traveling in the Gulf of Mexico, and apparently he was a subject of the King of Spain, and they were on a mission. Now, this next part of the story, I'm a little bit confused about, all right? It's gonna be 100 with y'all. So apparently the reason why he was traveling in the Gulf of Mexico because he was either on the way to North Carolina to buy a wife, or he was with the King of Spain to go buy a wife out of North Carolina from a slave owner. But it don't really give you too much information about that. So I'm guessing, okay, this is just a guess, that he jumped ship on the way back from North Carolina. Anyway, when he jumped ship, you know what I mean? It was up in the Gulf, like I said, but he ended up like in this area here. He landed like in this little bayou area. And when he got here, he made his way to Panama City. Now, at this time, around 1840, there's no black people in Panama City. So when Jose got there, he was the first black person to actually settle in the area of Panama City. But not only did he settle, bruh got real comfortable. Real quick, I gotta say this. It's not a lot of pictures about this. Like I said, I was told this story and I did some digging and I found some information, but I couldn't find pictures. Okay? So if y'all keep seeing the same picture, mind your business. Anyway, when Jose settled, all right, he set up shop quick. See, the thing about Jose, he was good with his hands, all right? So he set up a boat fixing, boat making business, and it was doing real good in the area. Now, at this time, Jose business is doing really well, all right? It's doing really well. Matter of fact, other black families are now moving into the area. And Jose and some of these, black families, I think they said it was about 40 of them, they built homes, schools, churches, little convenience stores, and they created their own community. Now, Jose just wasn't like a boat builder. Nah, he did way more than that. Bro was good with his hands, all right? Because he was also like a tour guide for this area, and he also was the person that lifted up and down the drawbridge for, boats to come in and, do their thing thizzle in the port. Now, this is where things get really interesting, all right? Either Jose was a player, all right? Or he ain't really cared nothing about child support because he had 8 kids, 8 of them. But his oldest son, all right, Narcisco, I think I'm saying that right, could be wrong, all right? But Narcisco was a special kid, and he was so special that they gave him a nickname. His nickname was Hawk, and the reason why they called him Hawk is because he could see fish from like a mile away. Bro was like an ultimate fishing phenomenon. Now, reason that's a good thing is because when they actually settled, the actual area they settled in was called Redfish, all right? It was right on the water. And they would do these tours, and he could almost guarantee people fish. Bruh lived up to his name. Now, throughout this whole, research that I was doing, everything that I read, even the stuff that was sent to me, don't nobody know who the mama of these kids is. Still, right now, I have no clue who the mother of the 8 kids are. Now, the whole town, the whole community, they love Jose and Hawk. Matter of fact, they loved them so much that, they start naming things, after them. The bayou that, Jose rolled up on, and he pulled up, jumped ship, that's now named Massalina Bayou. Also, I don't know what they were eating back in the, 1800s, early 1900s, but Jose Massalina passes away, all right? But he was 112 years old. But Hawk still did his thing after his father passed. He was still in the area, helping out the community, doing things. And he also made a name for himself in the community. But this is where things start to take a turn. 1941. See this Air Force base right here? They actually kick anybody that's on this area right here, Hawk included. Even though he helped, bring up this area, they made everybody leave because they were building an Air Force base. Now, after 1941, Hawk ends up settling right here in Panama City until he passed away. But y'all know when his dad passed, he was 112. When Hawk passed, he was 107. I don't know what they were eating, but I want some. All right? I'm trying to be around when the PlayStation 67 come out. All right, real quick before I get out of here. This has nothing to do with the other story, but I know a lot of people probably wonder how Panama City got its name, but this is George West, Mortimer West, and he named it Panama City after the Panama Canal. And the reason why he did that is because at the time in the 1800s, nobody was really here. So he was trying to encourage people to come to the area to develop. Now look, I know I don't got all the information on this story. So if you are from the area and you do know a little bit more, like who the mom is, please put it in the comments. Something, I don't know. But the more you know. Can't believe bro had 8 kids. Building boats. Peace.